The Anti-Gravity Room was a weekly news show that aired on YTV in Canada and the Sci-Fi Channel in America, predominantly about comic books. They later pivoted to talk about other subject matters such as game reviews, musician and actor interviews, and they even had a successor called Warped, which became less about comics over time. But today I want to talk about this show, The Anti-Gravity Room. This is a show that marks a very specific point in time. Before social media, before AI bots and engagement farming, there existed a show so perfect in its concept that it's yet to have been replicated again. You would think with the internet and everyone having their own platforms and outlets to talk about what they love and grow an audience of their own, people would have surpassed this, but no, nothing on the internet has surpassed the show for what it is. A show that is a pure celebration of comic books, and no comic-related media, entity, or conglomerate has come close to this show since its last airing. On this show, you'd get spotlights on people and creators you'd otherwise would not if not for this show. Too Much Coffee Man, Paul Griss's Kane, a comic I talked about before in a previous video, and I'm pretty sure I said Paul Griss's name wrong. I had no idea he even did an interview on this, so it surprised me when I saw it. Guys like Alex Ross and even the Bone creator, Jeff Smith. Seeing these guys look so young during this 30-year-old program is a bit of a surreal feeling since I'm used to seeing them so old. And especially because I respect a lot of the guys who did appear on this show. Well, except Kevin Smith. The whole format of this show, from the introductions to the Dutch angles to the spotlight on comics of all breeds, indie, mainstream, the people behind them that crafted the industry, the oddballs, it's done in such an entertaining but at the same time in-depth way 30 years later I just couldn't stop watching. This show allowed me to discover a lot of cool comics I had no idea existed, like Nowheresville, a crime noir style comic that really doesn't get a lot of spotlight like that genre of comic. Maybe it's also because I'm a comic artist, so finding this show is like finding a gold portal to the past. It really just excited me because I had never heard of this show till a few months ago. Then I just started kind of binging all of the episodes, with only half of them being available and the other half lost if they're not tucked away on someone's random VHS recording. Just to see this level of raw passion and dedication to an art form is relieving. In the modern day of egomaniacs, copycats, and disingenuousness to the highest degree, witnessing something of pure authenticity from way back in the 90s is a bit of a breath of fresh air. Even the hosts, Nick Amadeus, Phil Guerrero, and Sashi Bahatia, were just perfect for the show. And why were they perfect? Because they actually loved the fucking subject matter. They were actually knowledgeable in what they were discussing and fanatics to the material. It gave the show a more, I guess, professional but raw feel. Not to go on a tangent, but a lot of times you'll see content creators or YouTubers who specialize in reviewing material, games, movies, and 99% of the damn videos are hate videos. It's like you're miserable talking about the subject matter. You clearly don't like it, or is it that it rakes in views so you pretend to care? Plot's been lost. And like, I get it. I'm part of the comic industry, at least in America. It's been in the gutter. Been that way for the past 15 years because of the people in charge and the people who get hired to work there. But I'm not just going to spam videos crying about how everything sucks, something I could easily do, even grow my channel on some fake black pill shit. Then again, I'm not a YouTuber. It just screams a lack of real authenticity when you go down that route. Humans are driven to negativity more than positivity, which is a universal truth, but I suppose the 90s was the last time you could make appealing content that celebrated comics and was as real to the core of it as one could get. Merely singing praise to comics like this or over a script just doesn't work anymore, but I'll do it anyway when I'm not drawing.
So would you recommend working for a big publisher or going at it alone?
It's different from everybody. I know, well, I think you'd agree. I mean, we got high readerships with our independent books because we had built a certain box office cachet with the work we'd been doing with mainstream. One thing I've learned is that everybody finds their own path. Going to the mainstream publisher is the alternative, and it's really the risk. That's the greater risk than doing it yourself.
What about you, Charles? Words of wisdom?
Keep drawing and get a big eraser.